Hey legends, so this video is focused on what your fueling strategy should be for your typical Sunday Zone 2 long run. The key to remember is this isn't a race and that you're not putting your body through an enormous amount of stress because it is Zone 2. So fueling for this is very different to that of a race. However, on the Saturday or the day before, we can actually still be a little bit tactical. We can shift our typical macro levels to weigh heavier on carbs than on fat or protein. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to eat more than your calorie amount, but actually instead reduce the protein, reduce the fat, and increase that carb level to meet your typical calorie amount. For those who don't track calories, think about it in terms of your plate size. So don't add additional food to your plate, but instead replace some of that fat or protein with carbs. The goal is to just slightly change the makeup to ensure that we have enough carbs to support glycogen, which is what gives us energy in our muscles. Ensure that you pick carbs that you know work. If you're gonna test a new type of carb, then just go easy. What you don't wanna do is eat a lot of a different type of carb because we don't know how it's gonna react with the body. So if you're used to rice, pasta, then great. If you're not used to eating a large amount of potatoes or whatever it may be, then just be careful when eating that new type of carb. There's no need for a carb load before your typical Zone 2 long run. It's just about changing that makeup of macros. Cool, so moving on to the morning of the long run. Let's try to aim for 1 gram of carbs per kilogram. So for example, if you are 70 kg, you're looking at 70 grams of carbohydrates. So that could come from a bagel and a half, a banana. Again, choose carbohydrates you've used before. Try to eat 2 to 3 hours prior to your long run. Take on some caffeine if that's something you normally do. A coffee or two is great. And actually just before you head out, maybe 10 minutes before, you can take on an energy gel. I use the ones with caffeine, the SIS caffeine gel. Then during the run, again, it all depends on the distance, but typically a long run may be between 90 minutes to 2 hours. 40 minutes in, take on a gel for a 90-minute run and you should be okay. When we start to get up to 1 hour 45, 2 hours, we probably want to take on a second gel 70 minutes into that run, so 1 hour and 10 minutes in, so that we finish strong. It's important that we test this. You can always have half a gel or a bit of a gel rather than the full one. The idea is we want to have enough energy and that we're not eating just when we're hungry or when we feel depleted. It's really important then to think about post-run. Within 15 minutes, we want to be taking on at least 20 grams of protein, most likely through using a protein shake, and then a carb source, for example, a banana. Then within the next hour, we really want to ensure we have a proper balanced meal. This time where we take on a really good amount of protein to help with recovery, ensure we have enough carbs and fat. No need to go crazy in terms of calorie amount, because although you will have burned a lot of calories, you have taken on gels and you have fueled correctly, so there shouldn't be a huge deficit